Animals that I just want to hold, but due to the nature of the animal, they will not let me. House pets in Disney have lied to me and made me believe that every animal wants my love as much as I want to love it, and I have been wronged, and I think these animals should actually just give me a chance. Pigeons! I want to hold a pigeon so goddamn bad. I didn't know birds could be fat. I didn't know they could be pudgy. Let me touch your pudge. And in the city, they're not even afraid of people. They'll get like this close to you, bobbing around. But when I reach down, suddenly there's a problem. Suddenly I'm a predator. You can't play with my heart like that. I know you guys are gonna say, oh, you can go to like a pigeon dispensary or whatever the fuck they're called. You can hold pigeons. I want a wild one. I want a wild one to accept me as one of its own. I love pigeons. A fat little fucking raccoon. Yeah, oh my god. They got little bandit masks and little hands. And I know those little hands are capable of holding my big hand. And I want that to happen as soon as possible. But no, they're skittish. And every time I try and capture one, they get out somehow. And they'll bite you, especially when they have babies around them. And that's when I want to hang out with them the most. I love little babies. You can't be that round and that dangerous. You can't be shaped like this and not love me back. And bunny rabbits. These things break my heart every time I see one. Their natural reaction to predators, which is not me, I'm a lover, not a predator, but it doesn't know that, is to stand still for a very long time. Which makes me think, you know, hey, come hang out, I'm just chilling. And then I come hang out and it bolts into the woods. You can't play with my heart like that, dude. I just know it would love a little ear scratch. A little ear scratch right behind the fucking floppity. It would love it, and if I could just show it that, it would understand. If God didn't want me to approach every animal with the same energy, he wouldn't have made them all soft. Exotic animals that I really want to snuggle, but I don't know where to find them, and I doubt they would let me. Up first, we have the Viscasia. What's wrong, buddy? Oh my god, you look so sad. No animal should look this tired. What happened? Did you work a shift at the docks? Do you need a wife to come home to and give you a hug? Because I'll be that wife. Now, I've done no research to make this video. I don't know where these things are native to, but they're not native to America, and that's a crime. I just know if I could give it a kiss on the forehead and a squeeze of the cheeks, it would look way happier. Why is it so sad? Raccoon dogs? Those are the two best things. Someone put the two best things together and no one notified me. Something tells me that these things are ravenous. I feel like it would tear apart my face without a second thought. But if I can find it, I'm gonna love it. I'm gonna snug it, and it's gonna fucking kill me, and I don't give a shit. The fossa is an almost endangered cat thing with the big old nose, and I love it. It is carnivorous, and it kind of looks like the poop weasel from that weird movie Food Fight, but I still want to love it. I will love it. I'll find it and I'll love it. The shape and length of this animal alerts me to the fact that it probably will wriggle out of my arms pretty easily, but I will persist. I will give several attempts in order to hold this thing. And I feel like it's going to go straight for my neck, my jugular. Kill me pretty quickly, but you don't choose who you love, and I think that's a pretty important lesson for everyone to learn. Last but not least is the Flemish giant rabbit, which is just a rabbit the size of a dog. Some people have them as pets. I don't know where to get one, but I need one as soon as possible. I have compiled a list of the goofiest snakes I could find, and I'm gonna present it to you now. Up first is the blunt-head tree snake. Look at him. Look at his dumb little eyes and tell me you don't love him. First of all, blunt-head tree snake, that's just a stoner name, so I'm gonna assume this little guy smokes the devil's lettuce on the daily. And secondly, snakes don't usually have this beautiful of eyes, so I feel like this snake goes around and taunts other snakes with its invasive vision. The Arabian sand boa, what a little moron. This is the dumbest thing I've ever seen in my life. I don't know if I have the editing skills, but I feel like this little guy would look a lot better with a dunce cap on, so let's just see if I can do that. Perfect. All right. If someone tasked me with drawing a snake, I would accidentally draw this one. It looks really poorly drawn. The hairy bush viper. I picked this one because of its name. What a name. Holy hell. First of all, it looks like a Pokemon. I'll give it that. And it also always looks evil with this little mischievous grin. It feels like it's getting up to nonsense in the jungle. And also the tentacled snake. It just has a little mustache. I just enjoy that part of it. Here are some adorable animals that are going extinct, and if they go away forever, I mentally won't be able to handle that. Number one, you guys know about hippos, right? You know, like in preschool, the letter H, you say hippo, that's usually how it goes. Well, did you know there's an itty-bitty version of a hippo called a pygmy hippo, and it's slowly wilting away like a flower in the Arizona sun? I always personally thought hippos were cute in general, but they were too big and could kill me too easily, and now I know that there's one that I could personally hug if I had a chance to. What are we doing? Why are we saving this? Number two, we have the blue-eyed black lemur. Now, I challenge you to stare into its beautiful eyes and not feel your soul fundamentally change. This little guy is one of God's most unique and beautiful creations, and we're treating its species like a 2001 Honda Civic with a turbo, aka not very well. If these things die out, something horrible will happen. I'm not sure what, but their eyes tell me that there is a deep magic at play here. And then we have the black-footed ferret, which I can't even look at because it's so goddamn cute it makes me sick. I've always enjoyed ferrets. They're not very nice to me, but they're weird little dudes. dudes, and I really appreciate that out of them. Originally, we thought these things were extinct, and then we found one in like 1850, and then we cloned a bunch so that there was enough to live, but they're still endangered. We just gotta, if you see one, give it treats or something. I don't know what we gotta do. Finally, we have the humphead race, or raci. I don't know how to pronounce it. What are we doing? Look at this big dumb idiot. We're killing it. We're killing this so much that it's not gonna exist anymore. Are we monsters? It's really cool looking, it gets really big, and it lives in coral reefs, and we're hunting it because it tastes good, or because people want to collect them. I mean, how much of an asshole do you have to be? Let's just leave this thing alone. It's obviously barely holding it together. Look at the look on its face. You tell me that thing has anything going on behind those eyes? Leave the animals alone. Dumbest animals that do not deserve to be alive. Up first, we have the cane toad. If you're not Australian, you probably just see a normal looking frog, and if you are Australian, your blood pressure just rose to an ungodly level. These are an invasive species to Australia, and they're literally practically a plague, but that's not the reason why they're so stupid. They're really dumb because they have the opposite of a selective breeding process. So much like the average freshman, they're gonna hump whatever they can get their grubby little webbed paws on. They go after toads, snakes, salamanders, even mice they'll try and hump. This thing's just looking to get some work done. Number 2, the Norwegian lemming, one of the cutest things I've ever had to look at in my life. It's so cute that I'm gonna have a hard time explaining why this thing is so dumb because it's kind of sad. It's not that old wives' tale where a bunch of lemmings jump over a cliff for some reason. That was made up for a documentary a long time ago, and that's not true at all. No, actually, these things are so dumb because they only have one defense mechanism, and it's their teeth. But they don't know when to use it, so they'll often try and attack much larger animals in an attempt to stay alive, and it almost literally never works. Just run away, my little lemming, run away. You cannot fight off that bull mastiff. It is literally genetically engineered to kill. And number 3, we have the Japanese land snail. This little dummy is very dumb because it has the worst defense mechanism I've ever seen. No, this snail actually takes its shell and throws it at an attacker in an attempt to ward it away. And then it's just a snail with no shell. It is the easiest snack known to man. That's the one thing you had for protection. That's like throwing your airbag at a car that's about to rear end you. That are so goddamn stupid that I'm surprised any of them are still alive. I love you so much. In no order of absolute buffoonery, we're gonna start with the panda. You've all seen one of these things. They're adorable. The big fat black and white bears that have the capacity to kill a human being, but instead they just eat bamboo and look fat. I mean, it's hard not to love them. But the problem is they're too stupid to have babies. They won't have sex. They just want to sit around and eat bamboo all day, which I understand. I'm kind of in that same boat. But for the love of God, one of you has to pick up the slack. We all can't be hedonistic spinsters. Have a little baby. It's kind of fun being a mom, especially if an Asian person is watching the baby for you. And they have to watch the baby for them, because a lot of the times, the moms just get bored or angry with the kid, and they kill it. They kill the baby. Figure it out, pandas. Up next are sloths. And everyone knows that sloths are slow, but they're also slow in the dome. Despite the fact that they are practically just over-intelligent vegetation, they often climb up trees and mistake their own arm for tree branches, and then just grab on and fall to their death. Happens way more often than it should. Also, I'm pretty sure if they eat enough food, they'll die, because their metabolism is so slow that they run out of energy digesting all of the food. It's just, they're not primed for survival. They're cute, they're definitely cute, but natural selection is a tough bit. Koalas. Who doesn't love a cute marsupial every now and again? But sadly, this is a true fact. The koala has the worst brain to body ratio of any animal. It's got a little peanut up there. They also have terrible hygiene. Like 90% of them have chlamydia, but we're not talking about that. They only eat eucalyptus, and they only eat like 70 kinds of eucalyptus, even though there's like 3,000 species of it. And it's not a good like calories to weight ratio. They have to eat a lot of it. And sometimes it takes them too long to identify the type of eucalyptus that they want to eat, and they die of starvation. They're too picky of eaters, they would rather just die than have something that's a little off. These koalas are dying for the same reason a 7-year-old at Chili's won't eat anything whenever the chicken tenders are taken off the menu. Animals aren't supposed to be this stupid. I don't understand how they live this long. Also, the kakapo bird, which I love. I've talked about this bird before. It's just a big, goofy parrot that doesn't fly, and it's just a cute little guy. But the worst thing about them is when they're approached by a predator, their natural defense is, get this, standing completely still and becoming the easiest snack known to man. They just get absolutely pummeled. They just get absolutely chewed up like a rotisserie chicken. And I guess they're okay with that. They just accept death. That's kind of hardcore, but it's stupid. Stupid bird, stupid animal. Animals that are so ridiculous that I refuse to acknowledge their existence based on principle. We're all familiar with the common salamander, right? You're 6 years old, you lift up a rock and you find a couple sallies, you pick it up and you don't realize you just killed it because it breathes through its skin. Nothing against those little guys, they're adorable. However, there's a thing called a giant salamander. Are you shitting me? Look at this thing. It's just so off-putting. It's too big to be that wet. Does that make sense? Speaking of things that are also big and wet and fucking creepy, the Gippsland earthworm? Oh my god. Did God get lazy at the end when he was making animals? Fuck it, we've done so much work. Just start making shit big. I don't care anymore. I don't even know what I would do if I found one of these in my yard. I'd cry, I know that, but besides that, no idea. I don't know where Gippsland is, but I'm never fucking going there, ever. Also, the marine iguana. I don't know. This photo's terrifying to me. Images like this confuse me as to why we took so long to discover the dinosaurs. Obviously, there was monsters a long time ago, and we have evidence of that because of this fucking thing. Last but not least, the spotted cuscus, or cuscus? I don't fucking know. Listen, I know what you're thinking. Tucker, that's cute. That's adorable. But look at it a little bit longer. This thing lives in the uncanny valley. Imagine you're getting all snug in your hut, wherever the fuck these things live, and you see these eyes looking at you through the window. Kill me. Also, that tail is upsetting. You get one spiral if you have a tail. That many spirals is gross. And it's skin. Like, the rest of it's fuzzy and the fucking tail is skin. I don't like it.